their parishioners.
The members on my left. Members on my left. The member for Stirling has the call.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Home Affairs. Will the minister update the House on how the Morrison government is managing the difficult issue of potentially returning foreign terrorist fighters to Australia? And is the minister aware of any alternative policies?
The Minister for Home Affairs has the call.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. I thank the honourable member for his question. It's a very important question because all of us want to make sure that we keep Australians safe, and we know that since the 12th of September 2014, when the national terrorism threat level was raised, there have been 7 attacks targeting people in Australia and 16 major counter-terrorism disruptions. Mr Speaker, I can inform the House that since 2012 around 230 Australians have travelled to Syria or Iraq to fight with or support groups involved in the conflict. And Mr Speaker, the government has put forward to the parliament a number of bills designed to keep Australians safe and to keep these people from coming back to our country wherever that is possible, because we know, on all of the advice available to us, that many of these people can pose a very significant threat. And we've seen very major disruptions in European countries, across America, in Southeast Asia, in our own region, where foreign fighters have returned back to their country of origin and have caused significant loss of life, and we don't want that in our country, Mr Speaker. So we have done everything we can to keep Australians safe, but the position of the Labor Party remains completely confused. It's clear, Mr Speaker, from a train wreck interview on Insiders on the weekend that Senator Connelly, the opposition Minister for Home Affairs, had absolutely no idea what she was proposing. And there's been media reports, Mr Speaker, about Labor urging, or at least Senator Connelly, because I think other members on the front bench of the Labor Party have distanced themselves from Senator Connelly, but Senator Connelly has, by her own admission, received advice from my department that people do pose a certain risk. That is, they are terrorists who pose a very definite risk if they return to our country, and yet Ms Connelly is out there calling for them to come back to our country. Now, I don't think that reflects the view of the majority of the Australian public, Mr Speaker. The public support this government. They did at the last election because they know that national security is a significant issue, and they know that only this government has the ability to keep Australians safe. We know from the Labor Party that they've given up on border protection. We know that in relation to national security, they have watered down or sought to water down every bill that has come before this parliament. And, Mr Speaker, Senator Connelly's latest foray into the media on this topic just demonstrates that the Labor Party has no idea what they are doing when it comes to national security.